there are times we have temperatures. There are times we have temperature as low as 4 degrees Celsius.
When?
That's during the cold season. Then
No.
during the heat season, it goes as high as 33.
Brother Jones has never recorded 4 degrees. Ever.
Never.
No, sir, it has happened in Pangshin, not
I
in the
said
Jos Dam,
never.
but in Pangshin.
I said never.
The whole
We'll
of
have
Nigeria.
meteorologists that will have statistical data. There's nothing like that.
Yes.
Nigeria has never recorded that. Never.
Okay, sir.
Not even
Okay.
20.
Sorry?
I said not even 20 degrees Celsius.
No. I don't think. Well, the point I was trying to make was this. There are some places where the 4 degrees Feda has just mentioned is like a warm temperature. So they struggle with minus 10, minus 15, minus 10, minus 15. So any day that they record a 4 degrees Celsius temperature means it's a warm day. Okay?
Yes.
So that goes to say that the kind of environmental issues they may be faced with in such locations will be quite a bit or quite different from what we are facing here, right? Likewise, the kind of environmental issues that we'll be facing in Jos as compared to Makurdi, looking at their temperatures, may differ, right? Because the elements of climate, temperature, humidity, do we have environmentalists here? Am I saying the right thing? Geographers. So, these climate things that control how the environment functions as well. So, as they vary according to locations, they may as well vary. So, and getting what the global environmental issues are. When we are enumerating, we can enumerate the ones in Jos, the ones in Makurdi, the ones in Oshungo, the ones in Iceland, the ones in Norway, and these are very, 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 very cold regions, okay? So
Yes,
they
sir.
may differ. But we're going to look at all of them. That's why I said we'll pick from local down to international, most international as it can be. Of course, the ones that are local to us and wherever they are all global issues, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next slide here has tries to enumerate some of the major global issues and how significant they impact the physical environment and the ecosystem. Okay. And what are they? We'll try to enumerate 9 of them. Okay.
Greenhouse gas.
We have the greenhouse emission and what it causes, global warming, climate change. Take our time to look at that. Try to look at the ozone layer depletion. Okay. Look at the acid rain. So you can now see why it's important for science background professionals to actually be part of the course, because in trying to explain most of these things, if you don't have a science background, you will run into serious issues.
Yes.
So we'll look at hazardous materials and wastes or transboundary movement of toxic wastes, biodiversity loss. So who was that spoke about mining?
I'm here, sir. Stephen.
Yeah, so we may try to look at biodiversity loss where mining takes place. It can cause a lot of biodiversity loss apart from land, air, or whatever pollution. Then we have oil and gas pollution or oil spills. Well, conversant with that, as the part of Nigeria where that is very prominent and common too, as the Niger Delta region, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I wish we had somebody from there to so that when we're talking on that, it could be able to throw more light on their practical or physical examples that they experience. We'll look at desertification, land and soil degradation. That's soil damage. I still seeing soil degradation here. Soil damage. It could degrade by physically degrading, or maybe components of the soil are not as they are naturally endowed by God. Then we'll have things like deforestation, nuclear pollution from nuclear activities, and so on and so forth. So the course will be taking it. You see the red aspect of the whole course. I think will be taken by one person while the other black. I think these forms are synopsis. So you see the 9 of them are the ones that are enumerated as our global environmental issues. And the first 5 will be taken by one person, likely taken by one person, but will still be interchanging because they are interrelated, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then the last 4, we'll still deal with them. We're going to deal with them as it goes. So, just before we continue, can I just get one person each? Just summarily, just speak on each of them before we go into them. What are greenhouse gas emissions? Or what I have, so somebody can talk about greenhouse gas emission, global warming, and maybe climate change. What do we understand by that? We didn't take the pre-test, so that's why we're doing all of this. So what are greenhouse gas emissions or greenhouse effects? What is a greenhouse effect? We have chemists here.
Let's become.
Please, if you are not speaking, you can mute your mic. Because we're hearing voices from markets.
This year. You are so you don't even say you want to bring Christmas rice, and you say you are following. You are bringing the Christmas rice.
Please, who is in the lecture with us?
Madam, you not this on your.
Okay, I'll start calling names.
Hello.
Patience, are you there?
Sir, we are here.
Patience, are you there?
Sir, we are still with you, sir.
No. Speak for yourself. I'm calling names and I can't hear responses. So how can you say we are with me?
Yes.
Sir, greenhouse effect.
Who is speaking now?
It's Yeltsin Freda, the one from Jos.
Okay, Freda, okay.
Yes. So greenhouse effect is as a result of gases being emitted to the atmosphere, which causes dark, covers the atmosphere. That's what I understand, which also kind of like results to climate change. That's drastic.
Don't worry, just tell us about greenhouse effect only. Somebody else will talk about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's the emission of gases. Okay.
Yes, that's around the Earth's surface that goes to the atmosphere and causes like a dark.
Don't want to that. There should be still there.
Okay. Okay, so what are the greenhouse gases? There are some gases that are specifically cause what you are saying, right? And they're
Yeah,
the
like
ones that are called
CO2.
the greenhouse gases, okay? Okay,
Like
that's fine.
CO. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so who can speak about global warming? Who is talking?
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Uncle Simeon is talking. I just want to make an attempt. When we're talking about global warming, we are referring to the change in the surface temperature of the Earth as a result of the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon monoxide and methane gases.
Okay, that's fine. So what is climate change?
Is a long-term
Okay,
shift
sir.
in the weather of a place.
Okay,
The
thank
long
you.
term,
Shift in the weather of a
Shift.
place.
okay, as a result of what?
As a result,
The emission of
You guys in Marco, you not even, you
There's a
don't
as
even
a
lot of
result
noise
of the
going on.
emission
There's
of
a
those
lot of
gases.
noise going on in this class. There's a lot of noise going on in this class. And we need to get ourselves together. Please, I'll request that we'll try to minimize the noise so that we can carry on.
you that you have
Please, if you are talking and it doesn't concern the class, mute your mic.
you know, I'm not even inside you.
Are we on the same page? Who is talking?
I is the one that was talking, sir, but
Yeah,
the
no,
noise
but
is not.
you can hear there's noise coming from
Please,
elsewhere.
let's mute our mics. If you are not talking, mute your mic.
Madam, that is
Is that John talking?
your
It's
uniform.
important that we had somebody that was going to coordinate the class. I said it, but he said after today's class. So this morning session,
Please,
we're
let's
going
Like,
mute
to
our mic.
manage it this way. But I think I may even have to report to the center, the institute. Yeah.
Please,
let me wait for her. My
elaborate
daughter,
mic.
but she just
Sorry, when you're doing
Let's mute
orientation,
our
what were
mic
you
now.
told?
Let's mute our mics. If you are not talking, mute your mic now. We are adults.
That's what
Abba.
has been told now.
Let's mute our mics, please.
that is your
Voice is coming from
We need to
loud.
have the right orientation of how a virtual class can hold effectively.
so you want to say. I mean,
We
see
have
that is
them.
good.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
That
You see
noise
that
is
is
coming.
Please,
good.
Peter Blessing, mute your mic. Peter Blessing, mute your mic, please.
It's from Peter Blessing.
Hey, Peter Blessing, please mute your mic.
If you check very well, she's not even there. What kind of problem is this?
Okay, we can go on now. I think my
Okay.
mic is muted.
Yeah, the person that was speaking.
Okay, I was talking about climate change, that is a
Okay.
long-term shift in the weather pattern,
Okay. Yeah, that was very correct. So,
and it's caused by human activities.
yes, good. So, we are going to link in looking at this particular global issue of greenhouse effects or greenhouse gases emission, how it can lead to global warming, and how it can cause climate change. Okay? So, do we have a chemist in the house?
Yes, yes.
Who is that? So, what are the greenhouse gases? Can you just list them?
Yeah, we have a carbon dioxide.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, they are gases, so they are more than, I think they're about 5 or 6.
Yes, sir. We
In
also
fact,
have
even more
methane
than
gas.
that. Sorry?
We have methane gas, sir.
Methane,
Yes.
CO2, what again?
Nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide, yes. N2O.
Yes, sir.
Mm. In some cases, the NOxes are considered to be greenhouse gases too. NOx means NO or NO2 because they are closely linked with the nitrous oxide gases too. Okay, we count things
And
like
we
water
say that
vapor.
water vapor.
Water vapor, yes. Yes,
Okay.
for those of you that are smart, you can even use your AI and it will be telling you this so that you can always go on well. Instead of talking at the market square, you can get something by your side there that can be telling you all of these things. Yes, we have other ones like what again? CFCs. Have you heard of CFCs before?
Uh, yes, at some point.
Chlorofluorocarbons, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Chlorinated or fluorinated carbons. Then we have
Sir,
other
can we get that
fluorinated
again? Sorry, sir.
CFC. CFC.
Chloro,
CFC.
carbons.
CFC.
CFCs.
Okay, sir.
CFC. Chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorinated
Oh,
or fluorinated carbons. So we know
Okay.
you have in organic chemistry you have compounds like organic compounds. Most of them they have the background and they can be large, right? So when one of the atoms of
Yeah.
this, maybe those are hydrogen atoms that are attached to the carbons, is being substituted by one of the fluorine or chlorine atoms. Those compounds are referred to as chlorofluorocarbons,
carbons. Thank
halogenated
you.
carbons. Okay? Okay. So, and then we have something like HFCs as hydrofluorocarbons. Okay? And maybe just as a way of exercise, can we actually tell what causes the emission of these various gases we mentioned? We mentioned like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did you mention
Five.
ozone?
Ozone.
Yes. Have you heard of ozone
We
before?
didn't.
Have you heard of ozone?
Yes, yes, we've heard of ozone layer.
Yes.
No,
Ozone layer.
so ozone is actually a gas, okay?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. 3 atoms of oxygen, O3. The normal oxygen gas we know is O2, right?
Yes.
Yes.
O then
Yes.
subscript 2. And the ozone gas is O3.
Ozone. Okay.
Yes, it's a very inert chemical or gas because it's stable to chemical attack. So there's the ozone gas too. Okay.
Yes,
We've heard
sir.
of the
Yes, sir.
ozone layer. The ozone layer comes about from the activities of these major greenhouse gases. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So can we just, with maybe the 3 or 4 or 5 of them, we'll be able to, can you mention what you think makes these gases to be emitted in the environment?
Industrial activities, sir.
Which one now? Pick one and then tell us that this one is emitted because of this, that. And
Okay,
don't just
CO,
mention industrial activities. Which industrial activity?
okay, CO2 is released when industrial activities happen, like production in factories.
What production? Be specific, please.
Um,
Let us be specific, please.
Toxic emission from generators,
release as a result of
toxic emission from generators and other vehicles.
So, but let's look at it very well. Is CO2 toxic?
CO2.
Carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide? Is it toxic?
Please just.
It's toxic, right?
I think so.
Okay. Why do you think so? Well, so there's somebody that introduced herself as a biologist. Dorcas, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so speak to us. Is CO2 toxic?
And on its own, I don't think it's that toxic. It becomes
Okay.
toxic when it adds to greenhouse gases. And greenhouse
Okay.
gases, yes, that is
Okay.
when it becomes toxic. Like in the case of deforestation, when you fall trees, let's say when the forest falls, the carbon stored in the trunks, roots, and maybe soil bursts into the air as CO2. That is when it adds roughly to maybe, I read something up, I think 10 to 12% to the global house gases emission. That is when it becomes toxic.
Mm. What
And we
is
can,
toxicity?
it
Okay, but
becomes
let's leave that.
harmful.
Okay, don't worry. Let's go back. And like I said, let's interact so that we can even have, like you said, you read something somewhere. So with the way
Yes,
we are going to interact and do this lecture, you have better understanding into whatever you read. Now let's go
okay.
simple. Okay, what do we understand as the biology of carbon dioxide and oxygen
Yes.
as far as the ecosystem is concerned? Doctors, you are there. You're a biologist. Tell us. I've not left
Can
you.
you,
Talk to us. Tell us
okay, can
the
you repeat your,
biology of oxygen and carbon dioxide as far as the ecosystem is concerned and their balance.
okay. Oxygen, the the atmosphere needs it to survive the same way it needs carbon dioxide to survive. But then
Okay.
carbon dioxide is needed mostly by plants to survive, while oxygen, animals needs it to survive. And a
Good.
slight
Good.
slight tilt in that, let's say the balance causes harm. Let's say if there's more of carbon dioxide, it causes harm to animals. Why? Yes, it causes harm to animals. I can say because more of it causes harm to plants because that is what plants feed on.
Good.
So that's how much I can say for now.
Okay. So the very simple and preliminary understanding of science of oxygen and carbon dioxide is human beings take in oxygen, right? They inhale
Yeah.
oxygen.
Yes, sir.
Then it is metabolized in the body through digestion and all of whatsoever. And then as they are expiring, they expire what? Carbon dioxide, right?
Carbon dioxide.
So,
Yes.
so we can say that carbon dioxide, maybe the human body does not need it that much, right? But as it is exhaling, as the human being or the animals are exhaling carbon dioxide, the plants use it just the way the human beings use or the animals use the oxygen, right?
Yes.
They
Yes.
now take it in. That same process of metabolization and whatsoever, they exhale oxygen to the environment, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So can we really say that carbon dioxide is toxic?
Toxic to human and not to trees.
So, but we're talking about the environment now.
It's not
That means it's
toxic.
toxic.
Yeah.
In the right
So,
quantity, I don't think it's toxic. It's when
so
it's
when we look at it
excess,
very
that's when
well,
it's toxic.
when we look at it very well, don't be saying no. We'll be careful when we're using the word toxicity in discussing carbon dioxide. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
It gets into problem when like it is a greenhouse gas. Okay.
Mm. Yes.
So the build up is what causes a lot of problem. Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Mm. Okay. So please, when you mention carbon dioxide, what is the source of carbon dioxide in the environment? I'll say plants, right? Majorly
Yes.
plants.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is why plants are called carbon sinks, right?
Carbon
Mm-hmm.
6.
Carbon sinks. You've not heard of that?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
like the Amazon forest.
Yes. Carbon sink. You don't understand the term carbon sink? A sink is
No.
where you shove things, right? When you want
Yes.
to dispose of something, you shove it through the sink, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So when the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is plenty, and there are trees, it is difficult for us to say that there will be too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, right? That is why we are encouraged to always plant trees. And trees are good carbon sinks because the carbon dioxide is being taken by the trees. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so next gas. Each other gas, methane. What's the source of methane? What's the source of nitrous oxide? What's the source of water vapor? What's the source of CFCs? What's the source of ozone? And methane, we can get methane is CH4, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are we tired of the class?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're tired of the class, right?
No.
Not at all. Not at all, sir.
I
We're still
heard
here.
yes sir now. Okay, what are the sources of methane?
They are natural sources from bacteria, decomposition of plants.
Okay, methane, yes. What else? So we don't have anybody from Niger Delta here, but methane gas, where do we get it from?
Volcanoes and wildlife.
So we can tell that methane, that gas called methane, is actually the gas that we call cooking gas, natural gas, right? It's
Yes,
one
sir.
of the constituents of natural gas, okay?
Yes.
So how can we get it into the atmosphere, for instance? Okay, if I've given you that clue.
By gas flaring in the
Gas
Niger
flaring,
Delta.
thank you so much. Gas flaring. We can get it even from other gas activities, industrial gas activities again. Okay, what of nitrous oxides, water vapor, ozone, CFCs? So the CFCs, HFCs could be of industrial activities now. And you will discover that those gases called the refrigerant gas, that gas that when your fridge, your refrigerator, your AC has a problem, they say they want to refill. Those are the chemicals that are used in those things, okay? Refrigerants. So you can
Okay.
get them from there too. So when you have your AC working very well and the gas is working, why will all of a sudden the gas finish? It has leaked, right?
Yes, sir.
So even from domestic activities, you can get those CFCs or HFCs flare into the environment, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then there are some industrial or there are companies that are heavy users of these chemicals. And once you are using gases, you can be sure that it will flare. Now, even the domestic, those camping gas you use, that you go to fill them every day, whether we like it or not, even while cooking, right? It comes through the pipe and then comes out at the burner. So there's flame there to burn and then give us heat that we use in cooking, right?
Yes,
A
sir.
bit of
Yes.
the gas is leaked. The one that comes to for cooking is leaked, okay?
Yes.
So that's how you can get that into the atmosphere too. But of course, the ozone layer, you know, that's ozone O3 can be produced from extreme chemical uh, parameters that would attack an oxygen atom with the oxygen molecule, okay, to make the O3 over a long period of time. Okay. Yeah, so let's go to the ozone layer. What do you understand by the ozone layer briefly? Who is that chemist? Chemist are supposed to disturb you. No, 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 no. Environmentalist. You should all explain what ozone layer is.
I would say is a region in the Earth's stratosphere
Okay.
that acts as a natural sunscreen
Okay.
that absorbs most of the harmful ultraviolet
Radiation,
radiation.
yes. Good. That is incidence on the earth, right?
Yes, sir.
So instead of the humans to receive that effect very well, the ozone layer, like I said, I think one of the first statements I said about ozone as a chemical is that it is inert to chemical attack, right?
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't react so easily. So for even the radiation to penetrate it, it's not easy, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to say, with all my science background, I just believe that everything was orchestrated by God to be in the right perspective so that the environment will be protected, okay?
True.
When we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about the environment, it's both the biotic and the abiotic factors. Majorly, we, the biotic factors, we feel that we are superior to the abiotic, and so we treat it anyhow, and that is what is causing most of our problems. So the
Yes.
ozone is supposed to protect the radiation from the sun to the earth directly, which would have adverse effects on the biotic factors of the environment. And constant pollution or movement of these greenhouse gases that we just discussed, and number one, are the ones that lead to over a long time, even things that don't react after some time, they will react gradually and create holes, thereby allowing the radiation which we're thinking that the ozone was protecting us against to still come. Okay? Acid rain. Chemist. Is that Abu? Hello? Who is
Yes,
the chemist in the house?
I'm here too, sir.
What's your name? Sorry.
Sydney Bamba.
Bang bang.
Yes, sir.
Bang bang. Yeah, talk. Bang bang. Sydney Tachia.
Yes,
What
sir.
is acid rain?
Acid rains are the rains that become polluted as a result of acidic pollutants.
I beg speak to us. We're all here. We'll speak the language that we would understand. Okay. A way to look at it is this. We're talking from industrial activities. There are a lot of gases that go into the atmosphere, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A few of them are the NOxes. When I say NOx, it's NO and NO2. So NOx, NOx, X can be one or two, right?
Yes.
Aha. So the
Yes.
NOxes, the SOx is SO, SO2, CO, that COX is CO and CO2. These are all gases that from human anthropogenic activities, they can be fled into the atmosphere, right?
Mm.
And when water, if you look at CO2, SO2, and NO2, for instance, if water comes in contact with it, so let's just have a mental picture of water, H2O, sorry, H2O coming in contact with SO2. What do you think will happen? There are
It
possibility
becomes
of acids forming, right?
an acid. Yes.
Yes, yeah, there are
H2SO4.
possibility of acid will have H2SO4. At least we know that. So you can see there's H there, there's S there, there's O there. So there are possibility of something like H2SO4. And that's not the only acid that can be formed by those three atoms.
Nitric
Uh,
acid
if-
too.
yes, nitric acid, that's when you are considering NO now.
Yes.
Okay? When you are considering CO2, you can have H something CO. They are all acidic compounds. Okay? Now, when these things are fled into the atmosphere and rain falls, rain is water, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
water will come in contact with them, and what do you expect? some acidic compounds are formed and they are now rained upon the soil, right? Now, in a situation where the soil does not need to be too acidic, what happens? Now causes acidity to the environment. That's what is called acid rain. Okay, hazardous materials and waste transboundary. What do you understand by that briefly? Movement of toxic waste. This one you will discover that there are some countries that are so developed, or maybe they were in a hurry to develop, so they did not use the right technologies, and they ended up producing some waste that they are finding it difficult to dispose of. Okay, a few of you must have done some courses that have to do with waste management or disposal, right?
Yes.
So most of the times it's important to dispose or manage waste the right way, or else when it is generated, it becomes a very big issue, okay, to manage it. Now, most of these well developed or modern economies or countries or nations, they must have at some point in their developmental history produced some materials that are hazardous. Maybe if they knew what they know now, they would have used different chemical routes to have produced safer materials. But as it stands, they have some of these toxic wastes which they have to manage. And managing some of these toxic wastes is an issue. So a lot of them now, because of the awareness in some other places that is not too good, they come and just pay these other nations money as an inducement and then just dump the hazardous materials in their territory. Okay? That's what is
Yes.
referred to as waste or transboundary. Now, countries have boundaries, right? So
Yes,
they
Yes.
move
sir.
it from their own boundaries to other boundaries. Okay? We have a
Yes.
few of those cases that happen in Nigeria too. Of course, even those of us in this class now, if you have situation where you have maybe one of these Europeans befriending you. When I say befriend, must not be man, woman. Just makes friends with you, and then because he has a company that has produced some hazardous or toxic materials, and the government laws in his country don't permit him to just dispose of that. He can just make friends with you and then visit you in Nigeria here, pay you some money that he wants to just dump this thing here. If they pay, how many of us here can resist money, maybe like 1.2 billion naira now?
Oh my
Hmm.
God, that's tempting.
Yes, that's
Not even
plenty.
possible, sir.
Uh, in fact, I've gone far. Even if
Hmm.
they say 300 million.
500,000.
I will need it, sir.
Yes,
Oh my
exactly. So if you are not aware, if you don't know what it means, you will quickly collect it.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, even those people that know, they can say that this is their own cake.
Yeah.
national cake.
Yes, this one is, we will not call it national again, it's their own cake. Because after all, the politicians are there. What are they doing? That you've
Hmm.
gotten your own opportunity now.
Yeah.
Okay. But our understanding of all of this now, if you look at the long run, maybe in that your community now, those toxic waste can now cause that all the beautiful and handsome people that were being offsprings of that place now, that thing may affect their reproductivity, and before long you start seeing that they are giving birth to people that some
Hmm.
part of their eyes are closed or whatsoever. You
Hmm.
will see that over time maybe some of the males are not being fertile again, are not being productive and whatsoever. But our
Hmm.
understanding of all these are actually global environmental issues. We have some cases where some people at some point did that and it affected over time. I think there are some cases in Nigeria. There's a case study in Nigeria. Further on, when we're looking at that, I'll try to bring it out so that we can discuss it. It's quite interesting. Most of you that think that the white man is a very good person, when you hear such stories, you may be tempted to change your mind about most of that. So, biodiversity loss. I do understand by that. I'll give you a very sharp example.
Hello.
Elsewhere,
Good
one of
morning.
you.
My name
Okay,
is
good morning.
Steven. My
Okay,
name is Steven.
okay,
I'd like to speak on the loss in biodiversity.
okay.
Just like the name implies, bio, life, diversity, differences. So
Hmm.
basically, the loss in different types of life forms in a particular place or habitat as a result of the harmful activities of we humans. We can consider the deforestation, like we said earlier.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And then other ones, like let's say, in terms of aquatic forms, overfishing.
Hmm.
Those are
Hmm.
also like
So, when is the fishing over? When is the fishing moderate and when is the fishing under?
When the
I
fish
think
are
when it's
matured.
over is when they
well, let's
fish and
say
fish
if
even
you
the
take into
fingerlings.
okay, good, that's
When
a good one.
when the fish
If you
when the fish
consider the term when if you consider a particular place, let's say a particular river that activities of fishing are going on. For us, especially let me use us in Benue State as an example. There is a season when those fingerlings are the best that we like at that particular time.
Hmm.
For us to feel we
Yes.
are enjoying, but I actually what we're doing is quite harmful.
Okay.
Yes. When
So we
you're
should not
fishing
eat
and that if you are
fingerlings again.
no, if you at least we should return most of them back to the river.
So,
Wow.
hmm, that
You cannot say that with him, man.
Okay.
Of course, I'm a teacher myself.
Ah, this
Okay.
is serious.
and the aspect
And
of
of course,
fishing is
the government can also bring out laws to protect some of
Yes,
the things.
good. Correct regulation is key,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
Before you fish, you
Thank
must be
you.
licensed. When you now, yeah, if you are licensed, means before you license somebody, the person must have had some fair knowledge of what are the do's and don'ts of that particular activity, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like we're saying, if you are licensed and you know that this is time for fingerlings, you
mm,
could as well regulate how much fishing goes on that time. But what's your name? Sorry, the person that
Nenda
spoke about
Steven.
it. Steven.
Yeah.
Steven, particularly for an African to go and catch fish and then you tell him to return it to the river.
that's not possible,
That's
sir.
that's a far cry.
Yes, it's a gradual process. At least
Okay.
keep educating ourselves.
You,
We know it's not easy.
the only time a black man will return fish to the river, maybe the thing is trying to upturn his boat. Maybe he can reduce
which is
some so
not
that
a
he will be safe.
which is
So
not
that
a way of returning voluntarily, actually.
he... Okay, so it's circumstantial, right?
Yes, yes.
So biodiversity loss again, we can look at it from the angle where some of the human activities, anthropogenic activities, can cause us to maybe move to extinction some lower plants or animals. And they call it the ecosystem. Almost every other thing is dependent on another, whether directly or indirectly. Now, when we
Yeah.
start losing some, then we'll start having imbalance. For instance, we look at bacteria to be hazardous or of adverse effects. But is that really correct? Doctors,
Sir?
yes. Bacteria, they are dangerous. Discuss.
So bacteria are dangerous. Not all of them are dangerous because we have bacteria, some in the mouth, some in the stomach, which are useful, and
Good,
then some in other areas which are harmful.
good.
But I think let's look at bacteria in the mouth. If you notice, when you eat late and you don't brush, those bacteria in the mouth, they also go dining on the leftover.
Yeah.
And most times they eat more than the food.
Mm.
And I can't say maybe they excrete or I don't know the activities they do that cause plagues on your teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you brush, I don't think you experience all of that. Then there are bacteria in the stomach, in the intestine, let's say, that aids in digestion.
Yeah.
I might not be able to spell them by name, but those ones
Mm.
are not harmful. So
Mm.
we can say generally bacteria are harmful. There are harmful ones and then there are beneficial bacteria.
So in the case, yeah, thank you so much, Lucas. In a situation where there's what we call broad spectrum anti, is it how do you call those drugs again?
Sir?
Gentamicin, augmentin,
Broad
and all of
spectrum
that.
antibacterials.
Antibacterial, good, broad spectrum. Just go there and kill anything. So when we start losing some of those things now, what happens? This one we're looking at the body as an environment now, not the physical environment we're talking about. And so some human activities can even cause, okay, for instance, we are flirting or how do you call that thing? Uh, when you use insecticides to just kill every living thing around. If you kill all the butterflies, what's going to help us do cross pollination? Okay, so some of our activities can cause that, and then it may lead to serious environmental issues because some of these things are very instrumental to some activities that are needed in the environment. Okay, oil and gas pollution, or oil spills. Have you heard of oil and gas pollution? We mentioned about flaring, gas flaring. You can imagine that if there's gas flaring, that means we can be sure that the atmosphere is filled with methane gas, right?
Yes.
When we have high methane gas in the atmosphere, means greenhouse effect is going on there plenty, right?
Yes, sir.
So it can cause to global warming and climate change. Okay. Then a lot of oil spills. If we have soil experts here now, you can imagine that once the oil spills over the soil, you can be sure that as a chemist, the first thing that comes to my mind is when you cover oil on something, you are not allowing air to enter into it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when oil covers water or the soil, for instance, what do you expect? There will be no aeration, okay? So the biotic factors in the ground that need oxygen,
Has to die
what
off.
happens to them? They are starved. And so you can be sure that you lose a lot of biodiversity there as well. Okay?
Yes,
Even
sir.
the oil itself will not be fit for farming activities again. Desertification, land and soil degradation. So when you fell trees, what happens? You are trying
You
to create
expose.
imbalance of the CO2 and the O2, right? Like we
Yes.
explained earlier. It's going to have an effect. It can cause global warming and lead to climate change. Okay? And it can
Yes.
cause ozone layer depletion.
Yes.
And like we mentioned, it can lead to acid rain too. Because maybe although carbon dioxide does not really cause much of acid rain because it's resistant or stable to chemical attack, but to some extent, wherever you see carbon dioxide in this, you will likely see carbon monoxide, and that one causes a lot of acid rain. Okay, so once deforestation happens, you can be sure that there's imbalance of some of these gases, since the trees are not there again to sink the carbon compounds. You can be sure that it will lead to global, lead to environmental issues, can lead to land. So when acid rain falls, it causes land and soil degradation. Deforestation is almost the same thing. Desertification and deforestation is human, mostly human.
Yes, sir.
Well, desertification could just be some other natural
Hello, sir.
activities that could lead to that. Sir?
I would like to talk on that deforestation, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Who is speaking? Sorry.
because as a minor engineer, is we call it the first answer.
Call it what?
I said as a mine engineer, we call it first hand because it's the first thing we did on operation.
Okay.
So deforestation is a major environmental issue with several
Okay.
consequences. The causes agriculture, logging and urbanization and firewood collection. And why the effect it is loss of biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity and soil erosion and water cycle disruption.
Okay.
And it increased greenhouse gases emission too.
Good.
And it engenders to community displacement also.
Okay. That's something I'm
And
expecting you to mention. You've not mentioned.
and it increased risk in landslide and environmental
Okay.
disaster.
Good.
And the ecosystem disruption.
Okay. Trees are windbreaks,
The
right?
affect water pollution also. Water pollution,
Okay.
air
Okay.
pollution.
How is that?
Water pollution in sometimes when there is deforestation, maybe the place, maybe there is river close there before.
So what happens with the river?
It affects maybe when there is deforestation. I'm talking on deforestation in our mining operation now. Assuming we want to clear the place now, we want to work, and there is river close to that place. Maybe before there is a cool weather to the river and some maybe the way the forest to the water
Okay.
pollution.
Okay. It may lead to increased evaporation or what? Or something like that.
Yes.
By reducing the volume of water and increasing the
Now,
water vapor in the atmosphere, right?
yes.
Okay. Then I wanted to mention this again. I was asking that trees are referred to as windbreaks, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So when they are taken off, what happens?
Leads to desertification.
They don't break the wind again. So when they don't break the wind, what happens?
It leads
It
to
can cause.
destruction of structures.
Exactly. So you can be sure that it will cause a lot. Thank you so much. Who was that person that spoke?
Utman Idrisa.
Idris, okay. Idris, okay. Nuclear pollution is just nuclear disasters. When I think one of the things I can give, are we aware of what happens in Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Yes, sir.
It's because of human activities now. We're fighting ourselves, and human beings just felt that yes, I'm technologically developed. So an atomic bomb was dropped somewhere. I think they celebrated 100 years sometime recently, right? 1934. That's 2024, right? Or when? 2024, I think so. Maybe 24 or 34, I can't remember. But an atomic bomb was dropped there that over a very long time, no plant germinated there. Human beings that were born there, it was believed that even there was gene mutation as a result of that. Some human beings were born without eyes, born without nose, ears, and things like that. So, in a way, it affects the environment in so many ways. We can look at it. Okay.
Yes.
So, thank you so much. So, we're going to move on now. Other issues that I already have mentioned. Plastics or microplastics in the aquatic marine environment. You've heard of plastics, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of the reigning one now, microplastics? As the name implies, they are plastics of very, very minute
Minute.
sizes. Okay? So we even have things like nanoplastics. So if micro exists and then nano exists to the power of 9, that's very small, -9. Very small, right? So we
Yes.
have come to discover that with the use and indecent use or incessant use of plastics in so many ways now, they have sampled human blood, human fluids, and have analyzed them to discover that there are plastic materials in them. Sounds very scary, right?
Very,
Yes.
very.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So, in fact, where are the men in the house? There are issues where we've heard of where they analyze human semen and
Hmm.
detect nanoplastics in them.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes,
Does
so
that mean there will be plastic babies too at some point?
It's quite it's a very serious issue. Very serious issue. So but you see, most of the times is when these plastics come in contact with heat. And when you go to one of these fast joints, what happens? The first thing is that they will put food for you in plastic, take away. Like
Hmm.
I'm in our office.
Microwave it.
Microwave, another thing is microwave it. Microwave, when it comes in contact with plastics, some things can happen. It can etch into your food. And then when you consume it, that's how it gets into your body system,
Wow.
enters your blood, enters your semen. So, and these things can cause infertility.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Some enter into the aquatic system and then the fishes ingest them. So whether they are fingerlings or they are bigger fishes, for those of us that like a lot of fish, you take it and then you are ingesting microplastics into your body. So
Wow.
over time, generations to come now, or imagining what's going to happen. Then another issue could be that of waste disposal. We're talking of domestic waste disposal now. Please, I challenge anybody here that will tell me that they have a well planned and systematic domestic waste disposal system in their house. Please tell us.
Hmm. No, no.
Mhm. We don't even
The,
sort our waste. As I'm
that I
talking,
do
I'm
sort
look.
my waste. It's just that I may not have the perfect system, but I strive towards it. The
Uh,
composable one have a little farm where I put those ones, those that cannot decompose, like the plastic papers. I burn them. So I don't know if that amounts to a proper waste disposal.
no, the burning is not a good thing too.
But there was nothing else I would have done to it.
No, but you said okay, those the ones that cannot decompose, right?
Yes, sir.
If you have a very good waste disposal system in Jos, you should get people
No,
to come
I'm
and
in
collect
Abuja.
them. Or in
No, the
Abuja,
lady in
people,
Abuja.
yeah,
Yes,
the lady in Abuja. That's Agatha, right?
yes, sir.
So you come around, they will come around and collect it, right? Now,
That one's not
it's
functional again.
it's not functional again. So it's an issue. But you can see as well developed as a city like Abuja is, they are telling us that waste disposal is not well systematic there. Then
Yeah.
what do you expect the person in Boko or Makodi to
Abi?
tell you? So it's an issue. And these are the things that sometimes we hear things like flooding because we don't have a good understanding of how to dispose of this thing. A lot of them are thrown into the gutter. And then when these gutters are, when rain comes, water, you must give it away. If you don't give it away, it will
To
force
find
its
one.
way. Mhm. So a lot of that municipal waste disposal or solid water is causing a lot of problem. And when you start having flooding, the water body system is almost increasing, and it could lead to climate change. What of overpopulation in Abuja? The population density of where you are is high, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
there's a way Abuja is. The different segment, like the main town, is not populated. I think because of high cost of living, people tend to have moved to the kind of rural areas. Those sites are overpopulated.
Mm. So, but
But the
even
main town, it's not overpopulated.
are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I have a friend in Abuja. He's a big man. His house is in the city. And at a particular time, it's a three-bedroom flat. At a particular time, there were not less than 13, 14 in the house.
Goodness.
Yes, of course. A lot of
That's them trying to save costs. So together they will get a
exactly,
bill for the place.
exactly. So a lot of the resources that are meant for that area are being overstretched, right?
Overstretched.
And so a lot can happen. The way it was planned was not like that, but then it turns out to be so. Then what of things like continued pollution? For instance, gas flaring, the south. What happens? You would expect that it will still lead to the number one thing, greenhouse effect imbalance,
Greenhouse. Yes.
climate
Depletion,
change,
yeah.
global warming, and all of that, acid rain. So all of these are relevant even to our Nigerian situation. Okay.
Yes.
Can you see what's on your screen now?
Yes.
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 That's a mini greenhouse, also called a glass house. Before we go into that, I'll halt there. Let's maybe two or three persons, considering your location. Maybe the person in Abuja, just Makodi. Wait. If I had to share that, what do we do? Makodi.
Boko.
If we pick Makodi, do we pick Boko as well?
Well,
Shall we just pick Benue?
Okay, Benue. One person from Benue. One person
Yes.
from Abuja. One person from Jos. It so happens that all these three places are in the Middle Belt region of Nigeria. The
Yes.
climate ordinarily is expected to be the same, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's a bit different because in Jos is a plateau. It's in a higher land, so you expect that it's quite temperate. The temperature there is low. But can you pick out and pick one of these things? Maybe 1 to 9 and A, B, C, D. One of them. Just discuss any of them in these locations. Do you understand?
No, I really don't understand
Okay. For instance, if you pick Abuja,
what you mean, sir.
you want to bring up a case study in Abuja on acid rain
Okay.
or biodiversity loss. Now, we cannot say oil and gas pollution or oil spill because that thing is not common to any of these places.
Locations.
But we
Okay.
can discuss something like desertification, deforestation. We can't discuss nuclear pollution because I don't think there are nuclear activities happening in any of these places. We can discuss greenhouse gases. Now, why am I bringing this thing up? Oh, we are going to be examined, right? At the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes.
These are the kind of situational questions that you would expect from us, okay? Nobody is
Okay.
going to be asking. We may ask you that what is greenhouse gas? But that will be the A1. The A2 will now start telling you to bring up a case study and try to buttress this about that. So it is good for us to be doing class activities now that will bring up these kind of things so that it will not be a strange thing to you, right?
All right, sir.
So that's what I mean. So greenhouse
Yes, sir.
effect or greenhouse gases emission. You can even pick global warming and then bring out an issue. Okay, I live in Gwagwalada. Gwagwalada is very warm. It's much warmer than central Abuja. I believe that the warming of Gwagwalada is as a result of this, that, and that. There are also a number of companies in Gwagwalada, or it's because of its geographical location, and this heat is as a result of this, that, and that. So when these gases flow into the air, this happens, and then as maybe in 2018 we had so kind of rain, or you can say that it is okay, you've been farming on this particular land for the last 5 years, and then you now noticed that it was not producing well. When you now got a soil expert, he came to analyze and discover that the acidity in the soil is too much, and that is not fit for tomato production. But if you do corn production, it is going to augur well. So before now, 7 years ago, corn was doing well, but now those kind of case studies. Okay,
Okay, sir.
do we understand?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Please let us get used to this. So these are the kind of things that would expect you to look at as postgraduate students in examined situation. Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
start asking you, if we're asking you what is greenhouse gas now, then what should we ask the undergraduates? Okay. So who takes the first shot?
Sir, let me try.
Okay, good. That's
Okay.
Agatha, right? Oh, okay,
No,
Freda.
the lady from
Freda.
Jos. Yes,
Just
sir.
okay. Yes.
So, like currently, in recent years, we are experiencing mining activities on the plateau, most especially around the Jos South areas, Barkin Ladi,
Okay.
Riom, Bokos. And I would say, in one way or the other, these mining activities has actually led to soil degradation. It has also led to a reduction in agricultural activities. Yes, and it has also resulted to water pollution because as they mine in one way or the other during the rainy season now, we have kind of like runoff through the holes which have been created, and it has also, as I said, it has affected agriculture. The kind of harvest we get from such areas has actually reduced because all those areas where people do farm have experienced mining activity. That's what I could say, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Freda.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice one. So mining activities. Another way we can look at that again is, for instance, I think these are burrow pits that are being dug.
Yeah.
They're able to get to those so what effect does it have on water?
Not
And
really
we work
water,
with
but
a lot of no, I'm just giving I want you to look at another angle.
okay, sir.
That of what. So for instance, instead of this rain to fall and flow into the water body, that's the rivers or dams,
Yes,
they
sir.
flow and get into these burrow pits,
Yes, sir.
thereby not making the water available for us, right? That's
Very
another
true,
way.
sir.
Uh-huh.
Another way, sir.
To look at it. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, can I try now?
Yes. That's
Okay.
Abuja, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll be looking at deforestation in Abuja. Given the rapid growth of the city, most places that were considered village or tourist sites, the trees have all been fallen, and then houses grown. I call it grow because one day you wake up and the next day there's a big house there around everywhere. And then when they fall these trees, they don't even plant avenue plants to kind of replace the trees that were there originally. This is leading to air pollution. If you come to a particular area, the population and then the number of activities going on there, especially when there is no light. Almost every household has a generator on. The noise, the vehicular activities makes the place very unbearable. And because the place is still developing, most of these things are not yet put in place. Like waste disposal system, you come to some areas, they just dump their refuse by the road. And it takes sometimes weeks, months before the government truck will come to pack them up. And when they pack them up, they still go to dump them in another site. It is not treated properly, and then it's like the problem lingered. It's just moved from one spot to another. Then around here, I don't know, maybe other places it happens, but people don't plant trees. Even the government areas, in fact, they fall trees. Where I work presently, they've cut more than 4 trees, and I'm still trying to ask why. So it's kind of a concern because these things, they are not replaced. They continue like that. And when you come to some areas, the air around there is unbreathable. For example, I went to somewhere they call Karishi to see somebody. And then I was asking, they said they had a government dump site around there. The whole place stinks. And it's not helping the environment because apart from it's polluting the soil, it's also polluting the air. And then these vehicles that come to dump those refuse, the kind of noise they generate, you cannot hear one another until they are done dumping that refuse and they move out from that area. So all these things are what I consider that the way Abuja is being affected by environmental pollution.
Okay. Thank you so much, Agatha. So I noticed that trying to paint the case of Abuja, you've raised a lot of issues now. You've raised deforestation,
yes,
which could lead to desertification, land and soil degradation as well. You raised something about that's looking at the B part of the other worthy of mention attributes too. That's waste disposal, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think there's something like continuing pollution as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, you raise issue of once there's deforestation, it could lead to imbalance in the greenhouse gases in the environment.
Yes,
and
sir.
then it could lead to ozone layer depletion. Good. So, next time when you're attending such, the best, as you are mentioning them, you are pegging them to what they can give rise to, okay? Because I said we should discuss them based on any of the 9
a particular one.
Good.
All right,
So, but you raised a lot of them. So each one you are raising, you peg it. That, okay, this will cause this. This will cause this particular environmental issue, and all of that. It's an exercise that will help us understand. Yes.
Thank
the
you,
last
sir.
person, Benue. Yes. Thank you so much. That was a great one.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Yes. Sorry, let me add one more. Hold on, Simeon.
Okay.
Let me add one. Somebody will now discuss the one that is peculiar to his location. That's check an international issue. Maybe pick up what happens in the UK, in America, in Norway, or Finland, or yes. Okay, let's go. The world is a global village. A lot of us know about US more than even we know about Osun State, right?
Okay.
Okay, yes, let's go.
So I'm going to discuss one that is common to our community, particularly Benue State.
Okay.
You know, Benue is known to be the food basket of the nation, and we are so good in agriculture.
Okay.
So I would like to look at biodiversity loss.
Okay.
Yes. The use of chemicals in the course of production of our crops, we record that it actually is the work of production. But as time goes on, we discover that those chemicals begin to do away with some varieties of crops, some certain species of grasses that were common in our areas. For example, we have this very type of glyphosate that they call touchdown. That touchdown is capable of destroying spear grass from the roots.
Okay.
And for that reason, it's very difficult for us to even get spear grasses down, which we know that the locals of Benue State, particularly the thief, use for construction of houses, thatch houses. So we have lost spear grasses and some other varieties of crops like bongo. I don't know how to call it in English anyway, but there's one sweet yam in Benue State that we call bongo. Very sweet. With continuous effect of the use of these chemicals, we discovered that bongo is not doing well, but other improved varieties of yam are doing well under this use of chemicals. So continuous use of these chemicals has also resulted to effect on the population of some insects, particularly insects like sorry, not really insects, some animals. There's some animals that we're beginning to see that are no more in existence. It affects animals like grasshoppers, it affects animals like frogs. And because of these animals that have been affected, we are having challenges when it comes to decomposition of materials that are kept on the farm. So I also want to see to it that this issue of biodiversity losses, we have also observed a reasonable drop in yield of our fruits, particularly the oranges and mangoes, because we understand that there are some insects that help in pollination. But because we are using some certain chemicals, particularly insecticides, in enhancing, in order to control effects of pests on our crops, this thing is killing some of these insects that help for pollination.
Okay.
So it's also affecting the fruiting of our fruits on the page. So let me stop there. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. That's Sydney, right?
Yes,
it's not.
It's who? Who just spoke? Sorry.
It was Simeon.
Sydney, right?
Simeon that was talking, not Sydney.
Simeon. Okay, Simeon. Well done. That's a nice one. Thank you so much. About diversity, you mentioned something that I keenly observed too. What do you call thatch house, right?
Yes.
I would have loved to speak too, but Simeon just spoke on Benue. So I don't know what I'm saying.
Sydney, please help us tell the person. See, some people are laughing there. Please.
It's not from my end.
No, I'm saying help me now. Help me control.
That voice is coming from Aunt Yima Joyce. She can off her mic. Aunt Yima Joyce, please can you mute your mic, please?
Okay, I think there's more sanity now.
Yes, it's better now.
You spoke about spare grass is going into extinction, and you remember that Benue is very hot, right? So I don't know how the Benue person got over time in the ancient days to discover that that spare grass was very good for roofing of the house that could give a cooling effect, right? For those who that live in thatch houses, at some point in the very hot season, will prefer to stay in thatch houses, right? Those
Yes, sir.
houses are difficult to come by now because I remember there was a time I went to my own village too. I tried to get thatch to roof one of the rooms to give somebody to stay, and it was difficult. In fact, it was almost getting as expensive as the roofing sheets we know in the city now
Yes, sir.
because they are gradually going into extinction, right?
Yeah.
So apart from that, you mentioned about farming activities again. Benue Food Basket of the Nation, farming activities are going on, and you will get to observe that productivity is declining.
Yes, sir.
Speak of the use of agrochemicals, right?
Yes, sir.
Where a lot of insects are being destroyed, broad spectrum attack on insects, even plus the ones that are good for pollination or whatsoever that can boost production and all of that.
Yes, sir.
So that's good. Did I miss out anything?
No, sir, you're on point.
Okay, no, I didn't miss out what he said, right?
Sir, you are right. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. We have how many minutes to go? 5 minutes to go. Can somebody speak, or do we just summarize the class and we'll meet later?
I think we should
So
summarize.
okay, let's just summarize. But I wanted to talk about this Ukraine war.
Okay, so please, as a way of, what we'll normally do is we'll summarize the class at the end, right? And then in the next class, we'll recap. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So as a way of recap now, you do that Russian this thing. Okay?
Okay, sir.
In our next class.
That's
So
fine,
let
sir.
somebody summarize. Good. So, okay, let me give an example of how we summarize. So today I'm going to summarize.
Okay.
Okay. So the class started, I think I came in, I met the whole class, right? But I came in at 10 at the dot. Bang, bang, you were there, right?
Yes.
Can you bear me witness? We came out at 10 exactly.
You did, sir.
We used something like between 5 and 10 minutes to set up. And then we try to introduce ourselves by name and background of experience or study or professionalism, to try to know what backgrounds we are, discover that all of us are of science background. I introduced myself as well. I introduced the facilitators as well. And then before we carried on, we tried to know location as well. Try to know the location of everybody. Because discussing global issues, it is, like I said, it's local that lead to the states, to the national and the global or international issues. They're the ones that culminate down. So it was right to know where we're from so that we could mind or guide our lecture. We now started. We looked at the course, the title, and then we'll try to look at the course objectives, what we're going to look at. Next, we try to ask the question of what we consider as global or what we consider as contemporary environmental issues. We spoke on them. The class was very interactive. And after that, we now looked at some questions, some issues, some global issues and their significance, their impact on the physical environment. And that we outlined or enumerated 9 distinct issues which we are going to be discussing, and they form the course content of this particular course. And then we just overviewed and reviewed all of them to the end. I picked on 3 persons to give us their locational view of these particular issues. And they did that judiciously. We're supposed to pick on an international one where somebody was ready to give us the effect on the environment of the Russia-Iranian war that is currently going on. But for want of time, we decided that, okay, we're going to just get a summary. And then put it in abeyance that in the next lecture, as we are recapping our former lecture, will give us that. So, was that Agatha? What's the person I wanted to speak on the...
It was Freda, sir.
Okay, Freda. Good, Freda. So that was Freda. So, Freda, you would have floor on next lecture to give us a recap of what we did, right?
Okay, sir.
Will you be able to do that?
I'll try, sir.
Yes, you can. You should. You should. We are here with you, so if there's anything you leave out to put it in, and then you now give us Russian Ukrainian war. That will continue.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much for being part of the class.
Thank you, sir.
I hope we didn't lose anybody while the class was going on. Everybody has been there. Can we take a... Okay, we have 19 persons. We started with 20 and we are 19 now. Sorry, I've come in 2 places. So that was... We are 18, right?
Yes, sir.
I know at some point we were 2021, but we lost some persons. So,
Yes.
you have my mandate to nominate a class representative. So by the next class, we would have a class representative.
Yeah, I would want to suggest that we nominate somebody who is around, like who is in Makudi.
Please, you told me that you are going to do that and send to me, so I'm not supposed to be part of what is happening.
We'll do it on our WhatsApp group.
That is left to you. Thank you so much for being part of the class. We'll see you on the next meeting. For our timely people, so let's keep the time.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Hello, are we still together? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes,
Okay.
we are here.
Please, I think we should just use this platform to pick a class rep at once. There's no point going back and front. So I would suggest somebody that is based in Makurdi. I don't know who.
Yes, I go with that too.
So please, if you're based in Makurdi, can you give us a wave? And you're willing to work as a class rep, can you give us a wave?
We attend one lecture.
Hello?
Yes, we are here.
I suggest the person should on this video so that we'll be able to see the face as well.
Okay, that's fine too.
It's important for us to see our...
You're right. So who is going for us? Simeon, are you...
Simeon is from Boko.
Okay, so please, Makurdi person, please.
Yes, Okusa is in Makurdi.
Give us picture, video now, may we see your face.
I'll brother name.
We have Mr. Kato, Eric too is in Makurdi. Where are those guys then? Let them come out and take responsibility.
Show their face now. Yes, me, I'm in Makurdi. Abu is in Makurdi.
Abu, let's see your face.
Okay, let me.
I want to say something.
Go ahead, please.
Myself, hello.
We're listening. Please go ahead and say what you want to say.
Myself on vacant to Eric. I'm in Makodi, but I don't think I'll be staying here for quite long. I will relocate back to Abuja. So I want to say, I should want to take the responsibility. I don't think it will not be possible. So let's know people who are in Makodi, because by very soon I will be going. So I don't think I will be able. Thank you.
It's all right. Who else is in Makodi, please?
I'm in Makodi, Abu.
Okay, Luvinius. So please, are
Yeah.
you willing to work as our class rep?
Well, if given the responsibility, I will accept it wholeheartedly.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you very much. I don't know, other class members, anybody have an objection? We need to have an assistant as well, so that if the workload won't be too much on one person.
Exactly.
So is there not anybody willing to assist? Please, our Makodi brethren.
I will assist and make him that has done.
Okay, can we see you, please?
Are you seeing me now?
Her
No.
picture is on. We can see her. We can see her.
Maybe it's my network. Maybe it's my network.
Putting on a red top.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't see, but that's okay too. All right, thank you very much. So we're going to be presenting Livinius and
Dorcas.
I forgot her name. Dorcas.
Dorcas.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Really
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
We appreciate.
Thank you, people. Thank
Dorcas,
you.
thank you. Mr. Abu,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
So, Mr. Abu, thank you. So we look forward to our next class by 12.
It's okay. We'll join by 12.
Is it
It's
12 or
1.
1?
1.
Is it not 1 to 2?
Okay, it's 1. Okay,
One to
all
two.
right.
I mean, is it 12?
Okay.
It's 1.
We'll confirm. I think it's 1. All right. So thank you very
From
much,
the link, it's
everybody.
1. Thank you.
It's
Okay,
one.
we'll confirm by 1. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Our course rep.
Yes.
Of course, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Your work starts immediately.
Thank you, sir.
Want to scare the course rep? What is it now?
Point out something there. Slide 12. Slide